Welcome back to Parts Random. In today's episode, I'd like to go over a card game called Wizard. If you're familiar with games such as euchre or pitch, it's very similar. It's a trick-taking game where there is a trump suit and also bidding. It's played with a standard deck of cards, with the exception that there are 8 special cards. Those 8 special cards are there 4 wizards and 4 jesters, and we'll talk about more of those in a second. You can buy this online at Amazon. I'll leave a link below. I would highly recommend getting the plastic cards versus the paper cards. The plastic cards, if you're familiar with poker cards, feel a lot like chem cards. The nice thing is that when you bend them, they don't crease. So the game is played with 3 to 6 players. In this case here, I'm going to pretend there are 4 players here, and I'll deal out a few hands and show you how it's played. So let's just mix these in. The game is comprised of multiple rounds. In each round, the player's hand will give 1 more card. You start out the first round with 1 card and proceeds up. Now, generally, we play to 10 rounds. Game recommends playing till the end of the deck. 20 rounds is a lot. You start out with the dealer button. You normally high card for that. Then you deal each player the first round, which is 1 card. You turn over the top card of the rest of the deck. That card defines trump. So clubs are trump. The cards are obviously secret. You don't tell your opponents what you have. But for illustration purposes, I'm going to turn over all the cards so we can see how the bidding and playing progresses. After everybody's given their cards for the round, the bidding starts to the left of the dealer. You're bidding on how many tricks you believe you will take. One variation that we play, which I think is more interesting, is that when it gets to the dealer button, if the sum of all the total bids equals the number of cards in this round, this player cannot bid 0. So in this case, there are 1 card in this round. Every player has 1 card in their hand. If it went 0, 0, 0, I cannot bid 1 because that would equal the total number of cards in this hand. So I'd have to bid 0 or 2 or greater. One caveat is when you turn over the trump card, if the jester card came out, then there would be no trump this round. If the wizard card came out, find a wizard, then the dealer is allowed to look at their hand and pick the suit that they want trump to be. In our case, let's just put back the 3 of clubs. Now we'll go through the example bidding. So starts with player 1. The jester card, when led, will never win a trick. The only time that's not true is if everybody plays the jester card, then the first jester wins the trick. So in this case in bidding, this player is obviously going to have to start the lead, so they are not going to win, so they're going to bid 0. In this case, this player has a high card. It's not trump. They may very well bid 1. In this case, they have a fairly middling card. They may bid 1 or 0, depending on... I generally think they'd probably bid 0. So imagine the bidding went 0, 1, 0. Now it's on me. I am not allowed to bid 0 because that would mean the total sum of the bids is 1. We only have 1 card in this round. Therefore, I must bid 1. So now the bids are 0, 1, 0, 1. Player to the left of the dealer leads out. Then the king plays. Now the king is winning. The 9 plays. The king is still winning. The 4 plays. That means the king takes the trick. Now in terms of scoring, you get 20 points for making your bid, plus 10 points for every trick taken. If you don't make your bid, you lose 10 points for every trick taken above or below what your bid was. So in this case, player 1 bid 0. They took 0, they get 20 points. Player 2 bid 1. They made 1, so they get 20 points for making their bid, and they get another 10 points for taking 1 trick. Player 3 bid 0, took 0, gets 20 points. I had to bid 1. I did not make 1, so I lose 10. So now the scores are 20, 30, 20, minus 10. reshuffle the deck. Move the dealer button and deal round 2, where everybody gets 2 cards. Turn over the top card. Trump is diamonds. I'm going to again turn the cards over so we can see what people have. That obviously doesn't happen in the real game. Now the bidding starts here. This person has a fairly cruddy hand. They're probably going to bid 0. This person has a trump card, so maybe they bid 1. Let's pretend that they're fairly cautious and bid 0. I have a cruddy hand. I bid 0. This person has a fairly strong hand. They have a high card plus a trump. They can't bid 2 because it went 0, 0, 0, which summed up to 0, and you only have 2 cards in this round, so they can't bid 2. They could bid 1, or they could bid 3. 3 would be stupid since there's only 2 tricks to be taken, so they're going to bid 1. So now this player starts. They would probably lead the jester, which means they cannot win unless everybody plays a jester. This person bids 0, so they'll probably try to get rid of their low card. They don't want to try to take it with a trump card. For me, it doesn't matter. I'll play that. And now this player wants to only take 1, so they would probably play the king, since the suit led is clubs. This was the club that was led, and you must follow suit before you can trump or play any other card. That means that the jack of clubs takes it. Now the diamond leads. Diamond's still in the lead. Jack is in the lead. 6 plays. Player 1 bid 1, made 1, so they get 20 points. Plus took 1 trick for another 10 points, so they get 30 points. Player 2 bid 0, made 0, so they get 20 points. Player 3 bid 0, but took 1, so they get minus 10. I bid 0, took 0, I get 20 points. Then you shuffle the deck again, move the button, move on to round 3. Everybody gets 3 cards. And trump is 9 of hearts. Again, if a jester is led, where's jester? Then the next card that follows the jester defines the suit for this hand. You must follow suit if possible. Otherwise, you can play a trump card or any other card. A wizard can be played, I believe, at any time. And that's pretty much the game. It's a lot of fun, and I hope you found this video useful.